step right into the coin graph market. Let us guide you on a new path in the cryptocurrency world. Have you had enough of keeping tabs on the market? For only $79 a month, you can take part in our $1,000 to $100,000 trading challenge and trade like an expert, all without being tied to your computer. My trades can be automatically mirrored by you. Join Satoshi Swiss today and take your cryptocurrency skills to the next level. Together, we can rule the crypto world. Jump right into the video by clicking the first link in the description below. You might have heard that Jamie Dimon, CEO of J.P. Morgan, said that the government should ban cryptocurrencies if you've been following the news today. This man is making this claim right now, and I'll show you the video proof of why Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan are so worried about the Bitcoin industry in a second. I think it will all make sense and show how scared Jamie Dimon and J.P. Morgan are, so I'll show you why he's coming out and pushing this story. Additionally, I would like to show you why I think Ripple customers will eventually use XRP to make international payments. Prepare to be astounded. Therefore, you should not leave until the last end. If you want to know what happened today when Jamie Dimon, CEO of J.P. Morgan, told lawmakers that cryptocurrency should be banned immediately, I can show you. Plus, I want to demonstrate to you why he says this at this very moment. In fact, I'd rather preface this tape with another that clarifies why he's pushing this storyline before I show you this one. What Jamie Dimon says may seem alarming, but it is irrelevant since, as you shall see, he is only trying to prop up his own company and is not based on truth. Before I show you the tapes, all he's doing is attempting to advance the story. Please allow me to elaborate. The speaker in question is Brian Brooks is the first one. His previous employer was the OCC, which functions as the de facto banking regulator. Clearly, we are not dealing with some scrub. According to this expert with a background in regulation, J.P. Morgan is running scared of being overtaken by the world's most advanced financial technology. Also, the guy sitting next to Brian Brooks in the video is actually a Ripple member. You can find out all about today's happenings with details by watching the footage. Misnomer: cryptocurrency's stated goal is not to replace fiat currency. Displacement of banks is the ultimate objective of cryptocurrencies. Just so we're clear, banks won't do anything at all. They've been around since the 1300s. The ability of banks to function as trustworthy intermediaries between parties with financial obligations to one another is a direct result of a succession of accounting improvements. These developments took place in Italy around the year 1340. In fact, you could do that by having me sign a paper promising to pay you. The next step is to put the note in your pocket and check to see whether anyone else has taken it. We like to discount notes because of this reason. You are no longer obligated to do it when banks began offering services such as "we'll handle it for you, but at a price." Like the need for postal clerks, it turns out that people can no longer fulfill the role of relying on a third party to count ledgers and ascertain whether I owe Brooks money or if he owes me money. I am able to send you an email at this very moment to save you money. The postal service will also cease operations at that point. Everything is what it is, and I'm sorry for that. You won't see that feature anymore. Banks will continue to require high-value advertising services for structured finance, investment advisory, and other vital economic operations. Although most of the money in banking comes from the base of the pyramid, the innovative financial technology sector is free to operate wherever it sees fit. That is why I still think cryptocurrency isn't trying to replace fiat currency. Prior to our panel's setup, I had already brought this up with one of the organizers. I hate that name. Displacement of banks is the ultimate objective of cryptocurrencies. That is the most important thing to remember from this panel. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have always grossed me off. As you pointed out, its sole practical applications are in the fight against tax evasion, drug trade, money laundering, and criminal activity. This is a practical application since, as you pointed out, these mechanisms have been refined over many years, and both OFAC and your customers' sanctions can circumvent them. It is not entirely anonymous, but it is anonymous to a certain extent. If it were up to me, the government would make sure it was closed. That should make it very clear to you why JP Morgan is suddenly saying we need to kill this tech, gentlemen. Disruptions are happening to them in real time. They are only trying to protect their own business. The reason I find it funny is because the main argument for banning cryptocurrencies is that they are being used to fund criminal activities. When you think about it, that's the real deal. The financial industry has been the clear leader in the funding of illicit behavior over the last several years, ladies and gentlemen. To the best of our knowledge, they have financed over 395 lawsuits and over $200 billion in illicit activities. Convincing yourself that everything is crypto is your top priority. Cryptocurrency is used for everything. This is only a distraction. It would seem that these massive organizations are adding nearly as much as cryptocurrency to the problem. They are only trying to deflect criticism of their actions. Thus, they are attempting to shift the focus to cryptocurrencies. This group is full of complete and utter shams. As Brian Brooks pointed out, technology is disrupting their sector, which is why they are solely trying to debunk this misconception. Both financially and technologically, they are falling behind. All they can do is ask their governments to do something about the technology that's making them unhappy, specifically, to shut it down. But I simply do not have the power to handle the Ripple case. This was an effort by the SEC. They failed miserably. On countless occasions, the SEC has sought to accomplish this. So far, they've failed. But it seems like technology will end up winning in the end. Every single time, it does. Every single legacy area will be disrupted by technology at some point. For tax purposes, we have seen it firsthand. Thanks to the internet, we were able to see it. In the e-commerce industry, it has already occurred, and it will happen in the banking industry shortly. The money that these banks have is being put to use. Their downfall is happening right now, but they're trying to stop it by influencing their regulators. One peculiarity of the situation is that an internal assessment from JP Morgan admitted that XRP will experience much more adoption if Ripple wins their lawsuit against the SEC. Plus, they've been keeping tabs on Ripple and XRP for quite some time. In their internal memos, it keeps coming up. It is likely that they had an initial meeting with Brad Garlinghouse to explore the possibility of acquiring Ripple and beginning to apply their technology right away. This technology is having an immediate and profound impact on JP Morgan, you guys. They are frightened because the world's ripples are disturbing them. The full potential of this technology is shown in Jamie Dimon's video. They should be able to simply ignore this and not be pleading with the government to intervene. Cryptos will render most of their present work in the financial system obsolete, and they are fully aware of this. They are determined not to lose this business. This is why I believe Ripple will have exceptional future prospects, you guys. We are one of the few companies that is teaming up with these well-established companies, advising them that they would inevitably fall behind in the new space age economy unless they adopt this technology